I'd love to tell you that we're getting an update this week. But the truth is, I'm not entirely sure when it's going to drop. It's been a whole month now since the last update, and I'm starting to lose track of what's going on. I feel like the devs have been kind of quiet, and it's hard to guess any specific dates. Rico Miller did mention that he was on vacation and would get back to the regular 2-week update schedule, but that was over a week ago. Since then, we've heard very little. Despite the lack of updates, though, Dead Rails is still holding steady with around 90,000 to 100,000 players online, which is crazy considering how long it's been since anything new dropped. This just shows how strong the community is and how great the game really is, even without frequent updates. Once the next big update comes, I think the player count will shoot up. Maybe even hit 500,000 or 1 million players if the update is good enough. Everyone is waiting for that surprise, and I really hope Rico Miller has something exciting planned. We're all hoping for a major comeback. For now, I don't want to get too hopeful or make guesses about when the update will happen. We'll just have to wait until August 2nd, but for today, let's dive into some community concepts that could be coming to the game. I've got some amazing ideas from the Dead Rails Discord, and I want to share them with you all. These aren't official leaks, just cool concepts that could inspire the devs to add something new to the game. Again, I'm repeating, it's not a confirmed leaks, it's an ideas. So let's get into it, and please, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. I'm aiming for 20,000 subscribers by the end of August, and with your help, I know we can do it. Thanks for all the support, and let's go. The first idea I want to talk about is a new POI, Train Graveyard. Imagine coming across a desolate place filled with old, broken-down trains. But this isn't just a peaceful spot to relax. It's a dangerous area. You'll find this place with a 35% chance on the 40 to 50 kilometer route. As you step into the train graveyard, you'll be greeted by 4 to 6 infected enemies. And there's even a chance you might encounter a plague zombie, which would serve as a mini-boss. Now, the plague zombie isn't your average zombie. It's slow, but it packs a punch. With 600 horsepower and the ability to deal 45 damage up close, it can really take you out if you're not careful. On top of that, it leaves behind a poisonous cloud, and if you stay in it for just a couple of seconds, you'll start taking 10 damage every second for about 6 seconds. If you have a shotgun on hand, you're in luck. It's especially effective against the plague zombie, and fire can help take it down faster too. But if you manage to survive the encounter, you'll be rewarded. Inside the old train cars, you can loot boxes with bandages, snake oil, iron, and even gold and silver bars. And here's the exciting part. There's a rare chance that the plague zombie will drop a plague core, which is an upgraded version of snake oil. The plague core will heal you for 5 minutes at the same rate as snake oil, but with a stronger effect. Plus, if you're lucky, you might get a unique cosmetic item like a tattered plague mask and outfit. The mask has a cool perk. It reduces zombie damage and prevents you from taking damage from other zombies, but it does obscure your vision slightly. It's not indestructible though. After 10 to 15 hits, it'll break. Still, if you find yourself facing the train graveyard, it's worth entering, but be ready for a tough fight. Next, we've got a brilliant idea from Elysium, who's been a consistent contributor to the Dead Rails Discord with some amazing concepts. He's suggested reworking the desert biome and adding a bunch of new biomes, which would make the game feel even more immersive. Let's go through these biomes. Desert rework. The desert biome would be given a fresh update with new hills, mountains, and additional wildlife like hawks, rats, snakes, scorpions, coyotes, and armadillos. This would make the desert feel more alive and dangerous. It would be a 5 to 10 kilometer long biome and offer new environmental challenges. Forest biome. This biome would be filled with green trees, bushes, and rocks. It would spawn new enemies like foxes, bears, and wolves, and would introduce some obstacles like fallen trees blocking the tracks. You'd have to break them to continue your journey. This biome would stretch for 5 to 10 kilometers. Cold forest biome. A snowy biome with tall trees covered in snow. Every building in this biome would be replaced with wooden cabins, and sometimes the tracks would freeze, requiring you to break the ice to continue. You'd encounter Arctic wolves, frozen zombies, and even a new mini-boss, the Yeti. The Yeti would have 2,000 health and deal 70 damage per hit. This biome would be between 3 to 7 kilometers long. These new biomes would bring so much more variety and challenge to the game. Instead of just one type of environment, you'd have multiple types to explore and survive in. With the new biomes, Elysium also suggested adding some fresh entities to keep things interesting. For example, in the desert biome, you might run into an armadillo with 75 HP that hides in its shell when attacked, making it hard to hit. There's also the hawk, 100 that attacks from the sky, forcing you to react quickly. You could also encounter a snake, 50 HP, that poisons you with its bite, leaving you just 45 seconds to act before you die. The coyote with 100 would be a reskin of the wolf but faster and more dangerous. On the slower side, the snail, 10 is harmless, but still adds variety. The scorpion, 30 HP, would deal 50 damage with its venomous sting, making it a tough foe in close combat. The fox, 90, could steal your items, adding an extra challenge when looting. And if you get too close to a bear, 200, it will attack on sight, making the forest even more treacherous. In colder biomes, the Arctic werewolf, 400 HP, can dig through snow to reach you faster, while the Yeti, 2000 HP, is a real threat, dealing 70 damage per hit and throwing snowballs from a distance. These new creatures would definitely make exploring the biomes more intense and varied, requiring careful strategy and quick reactions to survive. There's also a really interesting idea for the future of Dead Rails. What if the story continued with a part 2? In this scenario, we would travel to Mexico, find a cure, and then head back to treat the zombies. But here's the twist. The cure doesn't work, and instead it creates new variants of zombies. So now we have to go to Canada in part 3 or part 2.5, depending on how you look at it. This would be a fantastic way to expand the storyline, add new areas to explore, and give players an ongoing mission to tackle. It would keep the game fresh and exciting, with new challenges along the way. Let's dive into some ideas for mastery classes, the next level upgrades for the current classes in Dead Rails. These upgrades wouldn't just tweak the classes, they would elevate them, making them more unique and powerful. For the miner class, the upgrade to driller would give you a new ability, a drill that can one-hit ores and kill zombies in just 4 seconds. The best part is, the more you mine, the stronger you become, making it feel like real progression. Next, the doctor class could be upgraded to surgeon. The surgeon would revive teammates twice as fast and take less damage while doing so. This would be a huge advantage during those high-pressure moments. The musician could turn into a rock star, improving healing abilities. With the Rockstar upgrade, your guitar would heal teammates 3 times better than the banjo, making you an even more vital support class. For the Arsonist, upgrading to Flamethrower would be a major boost. This class would deal 2.5 times more fire damage and gain immunity to fire, making it perfect for setting everything ablaze while staying safe from fire hazards. The Packmaster would evolve into the Beast Tamer, adding versatility. You'd gain a 30% chance to feed werewolves, which might stun them for 3 seconds if it fails. This adds more tactical depth to controlling your pack. The Necromancer could upgrade to Ranged Necromancer, allowing you to reanimate enemies without draining your own health. This would make the class more sustainable in combat, letting you control the battlefield from a distance. Finally, the High Roller could evolve into a Scammer Businessman. This class would earn 3% of your money every 3 minutes, but you'd also be more likely to be struck by lightning. It's a high-risk, high-reward class with extra chances to earn bonds while collecting money. These Mastery class upgrades would bring fresh dynamics to the game, adding depth and variety to each class. Let me know what you think of these ideas, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates. So there you go. These are some amazing concepts from the Dead Rails community, and I really hope Rico Miller and his team take note of them. Let me know what you think about these ideas, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.